Good morning, Standard 10th. In the last class, we discussed about BMI and WDR, that is Body Mass Index and World Development Report. I hope you all have calculated your body mass index and have checked your health status. Okay, so today we will discuss the last topic of chapter 1, and that is sustainable development. Students, you all must be aware of this term as you all have studied it in your previous grades. So we'll start this topic with a brief introduction of this. The term sustainable development was first used by the World Conservation Strategy presented by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, that is IUCN, in 1980. IUCN is an international organization working in the field of nature conservation and sustainable use of natural resources. Now, what is sustainable development? So it refers to the development that meets the needs of the present generation without compromising with the needs of the future generation. Thus, sustainable development refers to the development which should keep going. It is the creation of sustainable improvements in the quality of life of all people through increase in per capita income, improvements in education, health, and improvement in the quality of natural resources. Students, here it has been talked about per capita income, education, health, and environment, and we will discuss sustainable development only in context with environment. Sustainable development is a process in which natural resources base is not allowed to deteriorate. To fulfill the needs, resources are required, but the resources are scarce, the resources are limited. Hence, development must ensure the availability of resources in present as well as future. Since we all know that human needs are unlimited, but the resources that we have are limited. So, the resources must be used for development, but it should be used in such a way that it is available for the present generation as well as for the future generation. Needs are infinite. Hence, with limited resources, unlimited needs cannot be fulfilled, and thus sustainable development focuses on the fulfillment of necessities as greed is unlimited. In the process of development, we are causing serious damage to the environment, and so sustainable development focuses on eco-friendly methods of production without polluting the environment. Examples of sustainable development can be solar energy and wind energy. Solar energy is harnessed from the sun using solar panels. We all know this. And it's very advantageous. Why? Because it's absolutely free and also the supply is infinite. And the most important one is that it is pollution free because it doesn't contribute to emission of greenhouse gases. This statement is taken from your NCERT textbook. Let us understand the meaning of this statement. The statement says, we have not inherited the world from our forefathers. We have borrowed it from our children. It means that the resources that we are using today are not given to us by our elder generation. They belong to the future generation. So we must use them in such a way that they are sufficient for the present as well as for the future. The present population of the earth has to believe that they are having full responsibility to keep the earth protected from all kinds of misuse. We have to feel that the earth is a place that we have to return to the coming generations. We have no right to misuse this place because we are accountable to the new generation after us. Now that we know what is sustainable development, let us have a look at its goals or objectives. So the first goal is to minimize the depletion of natural resources when creating new developments. So students, according to the first goal, developments must take place, but then it should minimize the deterioration of the natural resources. We studied that sustainable development is a process in which natural resource base is not allowed to deteriorate. Goal number 2, to create development that can be maintained without causing further harm to the environment. So the development should be created, but it should be created in such a way and it should be maintained in such a way that it doesn't cause any further harm to the environment. And objective number 3, to provide methods for retrofitting existing developments to make them into environmental friendly facilities and projects. Retrofitting means to add something that did not have it when manufactured. So students, the developments that we have, certain components must be added to those developments so that it become environmental friendly. The next topic that you have to study is types of resources. Students, you all must have studied that the resources are grouped into different categories on different bases. For example, biotic and abiotic resources, actual and potential resources, man-made and natural resources. But here you have to study only about 2 types of resources, and that is renewable and non-renewable resources. So renewable resources are those that can be replenished by nature, whereas non-renewable resources are those that will get exhausted after years of use. We have limited stock of it. Now, since you all know about these 2 types of resources, you all have studied it in your previous grades. So your assignment for today is that you have to write the difference between these 2. Make sure that when you are writing the answer of this particular question, you are writing it in tabular form, and minimum 3 points you have to write. Here 2 examples are given of overuse of resources. These 2 examples are taken from your NCERT textbook. Example 1 is about groundwater and example 2 is about crude oil. Now students, oil, we all know it is a non-renewable resource, so we really need to use it carefully. If we talk about groundwater, then it is a renewable resource. But then even if it is renewable resource, that doesn't mean that we are not overusing it. When do we overuse groundwater? If we use more than what is being replenished by rain. So if we are using groundwater more than what we are getting it back from the rain, then of course we are overusing it. So just go through these 2 examples. Now let us study that why sustainable development is important. Point number 1, non-renewable resources, if not conserved, will not be available for future generation. Hence, sustainable development should be planned. Students, we all know that non-renewable resources, we have limited stock of these resources. So these need to be conserved for the future use. And hence sustainable development should be planned. Point number 2, sustainable development aims at fulfillment of essential needs. Thus, it is important to differentiate between urgent and less important needs and use the resources judiciously or carefully for fulfillment of vital needs and not greed. Sustainable development helps us to differentiate between our needs and greed, and so accordingly we can use the resources carefully. That is why sustainable development is important. Point number 3, Development activities, industrialization, use of chemical fertilizers, etc. have caused severe damage to the environment. Hence, we should aim at sustainable development. Now, students, there have been so much damage done to the environment that if we will not plan sustainable development, then we won't be able to preserve the nature or to preserve the resources for the future generation. And so, sustainable development is important. Now that we have studied the definition and importance of sustainable development, there is one important question that needs to be answered. And that is, what are the ways through which we can achieve sustainable development? So here are a few measures given. Students, these measures are very simple and you all must be knowing about these because you all have studied about this topic. You all are familiar with this topic. So let us just have a quick look at it. The first measure is, as resources are used, new stocks of resources should be generated so that whatever resources we are using, that doesn't get over and we are also able to keep it for the future generation. Number 2, alternative resources of energy replacing non-renewable resources should be used. So alternative resources of energy should be used like solar energy, tidal energy. These are, as we studied, infinite in nature. Also, these are pollution free. Number 3, conservation of non-renewable resources like natural gas, coal, petroleum should be done. Why? Because these are non-renewable. Once exhausted, they cannot be restored. They will take a number of years to be formed again. Number 4, prevent environmental degradation and soil erosion through afforestation, reduction in use of chemical fertilizers, minimize wastage of used water, prevent fall in the water table. So here are few ways through which we can prevent environmental degradation and soil erosion. This will also help in sustainable development. Number 5 is resource planning. Students, resource planning is very important to achieve sustainable development. Whatever resources we have should be used carefully so that we can use it only to fulfill our needs and not greed. It is not possible also to fulfill anybody's greed, but if we'll start doing it, we'll be overusing and we will be misusing the resources that we have. Number 6 is promote environmental education and awareness. So people should be made aware about the problems that we are facing and they should be also informed about the different ways through which sustainable development can be achieved. Number 7, follow 3R approach. 3R means reduce, reuse and recycle. So we should reduce the excessive use of natural resources. We should use them again and again instead of just passing it on to the waste stream, and recycle the materials to reduce pressure on our existing natural resources. Number 8 is control over agricultural and industrial pollution. So pollution should be controlled and also there should be proper system for disposal of the waste. Number 9 is water management. So river water should be made clean and moreover provision should be made to supply clean drinking water. And the last one is appropriate technology. The technology should use less resources and produce minimum waste. It should be eco-friendly and resource efficient. Students, one of the most urgent and complex challenges facing our generation is to secure a balance between sustainable development and environmental protection. So we have to protect the environment also and we have to look after the development also, and that too sustainable development. And the problem of degradation today is not confined to the developing countries only, but it has assumed global dimension. We are now faced with increased demand for environmental resources and services, but their supply is limited due to overuse and misuse. Students, remember that nature has abundance of resources to fulfill everybody's needs, but not everyone's greed. So that's all for today's class. Thank you, students.